Okay, April 27th. Happy birthday, President Ulysses S. Grant. Grant was born in Point Pleasant, Ohio in 1822. Interestingly, he was born Hiram Ulysses Grant. But when he was appointed to West Point, um, the administrator put his name down as Ulysses S. Grant, assuming that the S stood for Simpson, which was his mother's maiden name, which was common at that time. So, for whatever reason, his name was put in as Ulysses S. Grant. And West Point couldn't change it. They said they couldn't change it. So that became his name. Um, he was going to change it back, but he kind of liked the U.S. Grant, and people used to call him Sam. Uncle Sam, U.S. Grant. So he liked it, so he stuck with it. So he continued with the name Ulysses Grant. Grant would go on to fight in the Mexican War, serving under Zachary Taylor, who would become president. And then he tried his hand at farming and business and pretty much failed at about everything he tried to do. And then the Civil War broke out, so he went back into the military. So in 1861, he was a colonel. By 1864, he's lieutenant general, leading all of the armies of the Union to try and defeat the South and the Confederacy. 1865, Robert E. Lee surrenders to Ulysses Grant, effectively ending the Civil War. Grant was a very common person. I mean, he dressed in just whatever uniform he could find. He wasn't into the pomp and circumstance. So when he showed up to the surrender of Grant, or of Lee, Lee was dressed in full military dress uniform, very formal. And they said Grant just kind of showed up in some whatever he had. So he would go on to become president, elected in 1868. To his first term, he'd serve 2 terms. His presidencies, there's a lot of corruption in his presidency. He was never tainted with corruption, but there was 2 major scandals. One involved his brother-in-law, another involved his private secretary. So he's generally considered a better general than he was a president. But his autobiography is considered one of the best presidential biographies out there, autobiographies. And it covers the time from birth until he becomes president. But he died before he could fit. He died at the end of the books. Not sure if he planned a 3rd volume of his presidency or if he was just going to end at the point where the Civil War ends. So that's what I have for today. Happy birthday, President Hiram Ulysses Grant.